Ego. Ego is yelling at and fighting with your partner because they're not giving you what you think you need in order to be okay or significant or attended to or loved in the way that you're attached to. Ego is edging God out. Ego is an inflammation of personality. It shows you where triggers exist, where the low-hanging fruit for transformation are hanging. Ego is when you think you need to be cruel or nasty, mean or unkind, lacking in compassion, aggressive, arrogant, offensive, manipulative, dominating, in order to get what you want, because you think that there's something outside of you that you need in order to be okay. The ego is cunning, crafty, infinitely agile, creative, and infinitely nasty in how it handles and deals with people. The ego kills people off forever for something they did once. The ego is addicted to being right and would rather be right than grant space and being for the possibility of someone holding a disparate view or a different perspective. The ego looks like following bigger egos. The ego looks like running the triad by being a poor, weak, helpless victim, or playing that part in order to get attention. The ego is who we are when we buy into the illusion of our limitation. And the ego is not bad or wrong. The ego is a tool and a vehicle for our expression in the world. The self-concept that distinguishes between my body and the rest of this world helps me to not run into things. Helps me to notice when I am hungry. The whole world is not hungry along with me necessarily. And the ego or the self-conscious is a necessary vehicle and tool for expression when we are here on Earth School. We're here to play with Earth tools according to Earth rules when we're here on Earth School. And the ego is one of those tools. So it's okay to have the ego, just don't let the ego have you, right? And for most people starting off, all that sort of negative sounding or trigger-oriented distinguishing is necessary for people to see the shape of their ego when it's dysfunctional. It's only once they've cleaned up from the inside out and come to love to a certain degree that they're available to start to have the ego without it having them, right? So flip the ego and come from love, and notice the ego and love the ego into love.